what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have a lot to go over in today's video. The market was all over the place today. It had a pretty good opening, but besides that, a lot of selling pressure came in. Solar stocks had a pretty good day today, like RUN and Enphase popped up pretty well. Southwest stock kind of tanked off today. There's a lot of news with that one, so we'll definitely take a look at it. And then Bitcoin had a pretty awesome day. So overall, we have a bunch of great news and a bunch of great plays for today. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and let us know what stocks you are watching in the comments down below so then we can cover them in tomorrow's video. So let us know what stocks you're watching in the comments down below. And then Tom, what's going on in the market right now?
Yeah, in the market, we actually saw the S&P 500. Like you said, it started off the morning very well. We bounced off that 436 support a couple of times. We had a pretty nice move back to the upside, but we got all the way up to that 440 resistance. And it really seemed like early on that the market was going to be in for a pretty good recovery week or just for a pretty good run to the upside. But we ended up getting rejected at 440. And then we broke 436 at the end of the day. We had a pretty harsh sell-off all the way down to around 434 here at close. And it was just a very up and down day again. We've been seeing this a lot lately with the S&P 500. And like we saw before, the SPY was kind of trading between a range between 427 and between 436. And it looks like we're kind of falling back down into that range again. So I'm wondering if we will be able to come back down to the bottom of this range around 427 at some point. But we did have a lot of stocks do very well in the early hours of the market today. We had RUN have a very nice morning. Like you said before, Enphase had a nice pop up too. Plug Power, pretty much all these growth stocks had awesome mornings. Even NIO had a pretty nice move early on and then just started selling off towards the end.
There we go. So RUN is one of my favorites right now. Like you said, they were popping off earlier in the day, but they still ended up pretty strong. They're up around 4% on the day, and I feel like this stock has a lot of potential like over the next couple weeks, but especially over the next couple years, given that they are a solar company and that sector is booming.
Yeah, it really is. And they bounced right off that $40 support recently. And that sector should do pretty well. And I know that they've been down a lot lately. For the past few months, we've just been consolidating. But I really feel like for the future, these stocks can do very well. And keep in mind that if they do end up getting some funding or something like that from Congress, it could also help them out in the longer term as well.
Alrighty, and then we have to talk about Bitcoin. This thing is going crazy. It's going to the moon. What's happening with it?
Yeah, it had a really nice move to the upside, and kind of like we saw last week, Bitcoin had a really big move up early on in the week, and we saw a big move from 50,000 all the way up to around 55,000. And it looks like we approached the $58,000 mark early on this morning, got rejected right before we touched it. And now Bitcoin is actually kind of falling off with the S&P 500 here at the end of the day. But early on, we had a really nice move to the upside. Just like I said, we kind of followed the S&P to the upside, but overall, Bitcoin just has a lot of buyers coming in. And as we can see here on Bitcoin's daily chart, it's been moving very, very well ever since hitting that 30,000 support a couple months ago. And it looks like Bitcoin's recovering very nicely. And honestly, we're approaching those all-time highs.
There we go. So, of course, if you're looking to get some exposure to Bitcoin, you can just buy Bitcoin or other cryptos. But in terms of like the stock market, MARA is a pretty decent stock to watch out for when it comes to Bitcoin. They're up like almost 9% on the day. RIOT is another one. And then Coinbase, which is COIN. This stock normally moves up when Bitcoin pops off.
Yeah, it really does. And Coinbase has been one of those pretty hot stocks lately down here by support as well. They're a pretty big company, and I would expect them to go up a little bit more in the future. But kind of transitioning here into this Southwest airline news, Southwest did end up falling 4% today. And there was some pretty bad news that we saw and we covered in yesterday's video, Mike, where they had to cancel thousands of flights. And unfortunately, this did end up affecting their stock, making them drop over 4% today. And they did not have a good close to end the day either, end up coming down to those lows, kind of like we had at market open. But looking at other airlines like Delta, they did a little bit better, but Southwest obviously is selling off pretty hard here. And Florida News Times is reporting that the shortage is possibly due to a possible pilot vaccine strike. And I know that a lot of pilots were supposed to lose their jobs if they didn't want to get the vaccine, but either way, it's not looking good for airlines right now. They tried to blame it on being air traffic control problems and then staffing shortages. And part of those shortages apparently is airline strike, or the pilots kind of striking here. But either way, it's affecting the airlines in a negative way. And these airlines have been doing very good over the past couple of weeks. So I would really hope that they can kind of get back up there. But with these shortage problems coming out, this is pretty bad news, especially right before earnings are coming out.
Very interesting. So I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in the market right now, whether it's Bitcoin or just the market moving a lot in general. Is there any major news that happened today?
Nothing too major. I didn't see any big news coming out of Congress or anything like that. There is a little bit of news coming out with some Chinese stocks. I did see that BABA fell a little bit in the middle of the day. China did come out and say that they were going to kind of target some companies tied to some of those Evergrande situations and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what ends up coming out of that news. But overall, these China stocks gapped up pretty well to start the day and then sold off. So we'll have to see what ends up coming out of that.
Sounds good. So let's get right into our member of the day. And today's member of the day is Hondo 9800. So huge shout out to Hondo. Thank you so much for being an awesome member of the Stocked Up community. You're super active in the chat and you're always asking great questions. Tom and I really appreciate you, Hondo. Thanks so much for everything. And congratulations on member of the day. And then Tom, let's get right into these momentum plays for tomorrow. With the first one, we have RUN to the upside.
Yep, and just go ahead and make RUN pass above $47, and it looks like a pretty strong setup.
Sounds good. With the next one, we have PENN, which is PENN to the downside.
Yeah, unfortunately, this one is to the downside. Go ahead and make them break $72, and if they break below that in pre-market, then make them break below that $71 support.
Alrighty, and then with the last one, we have Disney to the downside.
Yep, another one down. Go ahead and make Disney fall below 173.
All right, so we are watching these three plays for potential day trades tomorrow. RUN to the upside, and then PENN and Disney to the downside, but only if they break the levels Tom listed. And then Tom, we have to showcase this bot play today, which was awesome. Our hybrid bot called out Boeing. Boeing calls it like $265 today, and they ran all the way up to $440 a couple hours later. That was an awesome pop of over 65%. So great trade by the bot. The bot has been on fire. If you want to try it out just for a month, you can definitely check out that link in the comments and the description down below. We have a coupon running, so you can join the program for around $41 off your first month. You can cancel at any time. You could trade with Tom and myself all day long. Daily option swing trades, order flow bots, day trades. We have a great community, and it's definitely worth checking out, even if you only want to try it out for a month. Again, it'll be that first link in the description and the comments down below. We do have a coupon running. And then, Tom, let's get right into these comments from the previous video. And we have Joy mentioning Baidu. So Baidu is one of those China stocks that have been really popping off lately. It didn't really do anything today, but I can see it popping off over like the next couple weeks. What do you think?
Yeah, looking at it on the daily chart, it definitely pulled back pretty hard during all these weird Chinese situations, but it does look like it's bouncing off that 150 support pretty well here. And I could see it pulling back over the next couple weeks as well. And just keep in mind, we might have a couple days of consolidation with this Chinese news coming out with the Evergrande situation and them kind of targeting more stuff. But, I feel like even if it does consolidate for a few days, that over the next few weeks, we might see another pop.
Alrighty, and then we have us mentioning ENB. So this is an energy play. Oil has been exploding up. So this one's all right. They have earnings pretty soon, so it's not really a play for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it just looks pretty overbought right now, but it does look like it is following crude oil's chart. If we go check out /CL, you can see crude oil is getting pretty high now, all the way up to $82 per barrel today. We did pull back to just above 80 a barrel, but these prices are getting insane, and I could see that stock kind of following the overall market.
Alrighty, and then we have Patron saying charge point to the moon. So CHPT had a pretty good day today. I know it's been struggling so much over the past couple months or so. I like the setup. It's not my favorite play in the world, but I do feel like it's at a pretty good level, and the risk reward ratio on this one's pretty good. And it's for like the next couple weeks, the next couple months.
Yeah, and if we see a big pop up out of these other stocks like Plug, RUN, and stocks like that, CHPT will generally rise, kind of like we saw today. So hopefully the rest of the market keeps going up, and then maybe CHPT will just kind of follow along for the ride.
Alrighty, and then we have Dan saying, please help guys, I'm heavy on Hood. So Robinhood, HOOD, he's asking for some support levels, and then he said he loves the company, but he's long, but he's down a lot. He got in at 47 and he keeps averaging down. So Tom, what levels are you seeing on this one?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a pretty big resistance I'm seeing up here around $50 and a pretty big support around 40. And we have been kind of in between that range over the past couple months. But I would say as long as we hold this $40 support, it should end up doing pretty well. And, I would expect Robinhood to do pretty good over the long term. So I don't think your price is terrible given that you're somewhere below $50. I think that's good at least. But in the end, I think that it is a little bit high, but I still think that Robinhood will do good for the long term. It's just right now it's going to be low probably for the next few months. So hopefully it turns around for you because I feel like they're a pretty decent company and no matter what, they should be making pretty good money.
Alrighty, so if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day, and let us know what stocks you were watching in the comments down below. But Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or anything you're seeing in the market right now?
Yeah, I'm still really watching these big banks. I know that they had a really nice recovery last week, that huge move up. They ran up to new all-time highs even, and they actually had a pretty big turnaround today, especially at the end of the day. We can see Bank of America here sold off pretty hard today. We have JP Morgan also selling off pretty hard. Even the powerhouse Goldman Sachs was down again. So overall, the banks are kind of dropping. We have crude oil starting to pull back a little bit as well. So maybe if we see a drop with crude and a drop out of these banks, the overall market might keep going down here. So guys, I would really take a gander here at VXX or UVXY over the next week. We might get another pop out of this. And, a lot of people kept saying that September was a terrible month for stocks. And of course it was. We saw the market kind of go down, but who knows? It might not be over yet. I know a lot of people are talking about inflation and stuff. So definitely look at these hedge plays like VXX.
There we go. And guys, don't forget, if you want to try out the options bot, even if it's only for 1 month, definitely check out the first link in the comments and the description down below. We do have a coupon running and the bot has been on fire, and there's a great community that comes along with it. So again, thank you guys so much for watching today's video and have an amazing rest of your day.